What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the last video of 2023 on technical analysis for the NAS100. I'm going to cover where I left off on the last video that I did, which was for week commencing the 16th of December. All the moves that's taken place between then and now, and where I think market is going to go at the start of 2024. Okay, you're not going to want to miss this. That you're going to find this content super useful. So what I need you to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, okay, so that you get notified whenever I release a new video, okay, and drop us a like. And most importantly, more important than that, okay, drop a comment if you have any counter views to what I'm putting out right now. Okay, if you just want to say hey, that's fantastic. Also, if you want to put out counter views or you have an additional add-on to my theory, that is definitely welcomed also. All right, I definitely want you to engage with this channel. So with all of that covered, we're going to get straight into it. All right, we're going to get straight into it. So week prior to Christmas, I didn't carry out any trades in the market. Well, I did, but I wouldn't really call that trading, even though it technically was. I mean, I wasn't really looking for any big gains in the market. I was more or less trying to refine a strategy that I'm using to see if there's any kind of kinks in it. Okay, and part of that strategy, right, is the weekly high and the weekly lows being taken out, right? Okay, so that was more or less what I was doing last week, and it was I got mixed signals, right? Mixed signals, but still very good data for myself to obviously go through that process last week and week after Christmas, right? But now obviously work is about to really begin, and that's going to start from, say, tomorrow, right? So from tomorrow, everything is pretty much going to start to kick off again, right? So with all of that covered, we're going to get straight into it, right? So the first thing that I'm going to talk about with you, right, is where I left off on the week commencing the 16th. Now on the week commencing the 16th, okay, which is this week over here, right? This is what the last video that I would have done on the NAS would have been about in this area over here, okay? And a couple of things that I talked about, and that is the weekly highs and the weekly lows being taken out, right? So this was week, so this is week commencing the 16th, right? This week commencing 16th, and this is the week prior to that. So we had a weekly high in this area right here, okay? So this was where the weekly high was set, and this is where the weekly high was taken out, okay, right? And you could have joined it immediately and you would have gotten some gains, right? And if you had just stopped down here, you'd have got taken out due to the liquidity hunt, right? But then if you was able to tap in at the bottom again, it would have then rid you all the way up to the upside. Okay, so that was the weekly high taken out. We didn't discuss this week, but the same rules once again applies, right? So the week commencing the 16th, a weekly high and a weekly low was also set. You always get a weekly high and a weekly low in the market. It's set. It happens every single time. Hence why you can use it. It's more reliable than anything else I've come across, in all fairness, right? So what happened that time? Well, last week just gone, after Christmas, on the Tuesday, we had the weekly high over here taken out, right here, right? So market went up and then it's pulled back into the zone again. So you could load up some more. And buy, because why I would say that, I wouldn't recommend it, by the way, just because of how this is kind of looking. I kind of want to wait and see what it does. Is that weekly lows are not being taken out. Okay, price comes below a weekly high, right? So we can see it went past the weekly high, came back into the weekly, came back under the weekly high again. So left the weekly high, created a new weekly high, came back under the previous weekly high, and then went on to take out the new weekly high that had just been created, which is this one over here. Okay, but what we can see that it's clear as day is that the weekly lows are not being taken out. Okay, so long as the weekly low has not been taken out, we cannot view this whole situation as a downtrend, right? Now, I personally, seeing this, because I haven't been trading, so I'm just giving you just my personal idea, my personal thoughts as to how I would do it, right? I would think about taking buys in this location. I'm not telling you to take a buy in this location, but I would think about taking a buy in this location. Why? Because it's done a pullback, right? It's done a pullback into the zone. Is it risky? Yes. Is there a probability it could fly down lower? Absolutely. So why would I do that? Well, it's because it's still in an uptrend. It's still in an uptrend. Price is above a major level. I think it's going to continue pushing up. I may be wrong. I could be right. But bottom line is, that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it, unless a weekly low is taking out. The weekly lows for me are the weekly lows and the weekly highs are the most important things to me in regards to what market is doing and how market is doing it. Hence why I've brought this concept to you as soon as I found out about it. Okay, right? And then you can then use this concept in conjunction with other strategies that you may have, okay? And I promise you, it's only going to strengthen it. It's not going to weaken it. It's only going to strengthen it, right? Whatever ideas you got, and feel free to share it in the comment section if you're a sharing kind of person. I hope you are, anyways. So feel free to obviously drop that in the comment section. All right. So this is the vibe that we got going on right now. So I just did a little rant, but we're just going to get back on page right now. Okay. So week just gone. Right, we now have the weekly high set over here. So this is the weekly high right here, right? Weekly high. Let me just assign a label to it. Weekly high. And then we now have a weekly low right here. Okay. We now have a weekly low. So we're just going to assign another label to that as well. Okay. And then these are the levels that we're talking about. These are the levels that we're talking about. So the levels that we're talking about are these. These are the levels, right? And also on the weekly low, it's also on a major level. So on the high side, we're looking at 16998.1. On the low side, we're looking at 16771.9, right? If price breaks below this level, takes out this weekly low, it is fair to assume that there's a very high chance the price wants to come down, right? And if that's the case, we want to be looking for sales, right? And once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just only sharing with you how I would do things. So if you just need, so basically treat this video as it's here to aid for, okay? If you're not thinking about the concepts I'm talking about right now, maybe you could think about it and see how it may apply to your particular strategy, if that makes sense, right? If price takes out a weekly high, then I will be looking for a pullback, right? I'll be looking for a pullback to join the market to ride it to the upside. So long as when it pulls back, it does not take out a low or a high, depending on how it does it, okay, right? I'm looking for positions in the direction that it's moving in, so long as a low hasn't been taken out or a high hasn't been taken out. If highs are taken out but there are no lows, I'm only looking for buys. So even with how this structure looks over here, okay, this structure over here, right? Because look, this structure over here looks like a selling structure. You have an FVG right here, okay? Price has gone into it and it's about to pull its way down again, right? So there is an FVG in this location right here. Price is now moving away from it, okay, right? Which basically increases the probability that the weekly low is going to be taken out, and this is the beginning of a downtrend. So I will look at that as a signal. So I've seen this as a signal one, okay? I've seen what it's doing up here, okay? And I've seen we have a weekly low down here, okay? If it takes out this weekly low, then I know that price wants to come down. Okay, bearing in mind there's also a FVG in this location right here as well. So let me just point that out to you guys. All right, so there it is, and as you can see, price has gone into it and it's about to move downwards, right? So that's how I would treat this location, right? That's how I would do it. I'll wait to see if it's going to take this out. If it takes this out, then I'll wait for a pullback, then I'll join it, boom, ride it down. If it takes it up on the upside, then fair play, I would do exactly the same thing. But also in saying that as well, there is a reason why this price is bouncing from this location, and that is homework for you, right? That is homework for you. I could tell you, but our bottom line is, like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't do all the heavy lifting. You're going to need to do some yourself. This is how you improve. So hopefully you can decipher what it is I'm saying, how I'm saying it, and move forward with that, right? But there is a reason why price is bouncing off this level, okay, and it could fully reject this level, right? And for answers for that, you need to look to the left. You need to look this way, right? So if you're looking this way, you will see why price is bouncing, and then obviously if you go into a higher time frame, that may also reveal to you why there's a high chance that it might actually just break all the way through. That is work I'm going to leave for you, and hopefully you're going to share your findings with me in the comment section, because believe you me, I've already done the work, right? I've already done it. So, but if you know what it is that you're doing, all this is doing is either reinforcing or it's a counter narrative to what you may have, right? So let's get rid of this for now, right? And let's go on to a higher time frame. Let's go into a higher time frame, so say a day, right? And then on that day, I'm just gonna bring in another NAS chart. Hopefully this one's gonna be a nice clean one, okay? And then we're gonna take a look to see what we got going on over here. So I've done some scribbles on this chart already, right, in regards to what I think is going to be taking place, bearing in mind that this major level over here has just been taken out, okay? And price may break through or might just fly down, find support, and then start to push back up again, right? Because like I say, if this level is taken out in a major way, it's fair to assume that the good old days are back. And what do I mean by the good old days? The good old days is all of this, obviously with the exception of the 2020 situation, you know, when everybody had to get medicated. Had to get medicated, right? That's a word to use, right? When everybody had to get medicated and they twisted your arm, they definitely twisted your arm, right? So prior to this move over here, okay, NAS did one thing and one thing only. It just went boom up, right? And if you look at the cuts, the deepest cuts, right? So this is the 2020 cut. Nothing compares to the 2021 cut. Like, that was a big cut, right? But however, it feels like, or it looks like, go use the right words here, feelings. Nah, we don't do that, right? So right, so this level looks like it may want to continue pushing up. It may want to continue pushing up. So how it looks to me right now is we might get a new higher high in regards to this trend, and then at which point we're looking for a pullback. It's going to look something like this, and then it's going to continue up. On the flip side of the situation, this could be a shoulder, this could be a head, right? And we may end up with a shoulder, at which point price will come back down again, right? A bigger cut for 2024, right? So these are the two possible scenarios that I'm looking at right now in regards to how NAS could possibly move in 2024. So key levels to be mindful of in 2024 in regards to current trend would be these zones right here, right? So we already know what this is. So this is a weekly high that's just been taken. This is the high that's just been taken out, a major level. That's that right here, 76 1.0. Okay, right? Then we also have the lows that are also super important, will give us an idea if market wants to come down or not, right? Which is 1573 9.7, right? And then we have the final. Well, not the final, they're down here, but these are the first two we want to keep an eye on, right? If we miss these two, we've missed the whole move. So the next level is 14080.1, right? These are the levels we're looking at for to see if they are going to be taken out with this current move, if it's going to support this theory, right? This theory, right? The second theory that I have is the pullback, right? Which is a new higher low gets created somewhere up here, right? A new higher low gets created, right? And then the new high, which is going to be here, is then taken out again. It's then taken out. So that's this right here. Currently, market is pulling back from it, which is 16979.8, right? So these are the two possible scenarios for the year as I see it, and obviously the market is very dynamic, so it's changing all the time. So we'll see how it goes. We'll just have to see how it goes, and we play it as we need to. So with all of that covered, right, I want to wish you a happy new year, a very prosperous 2024 for yourself and for me as well, right? And I look forward to more videos where in the next one we're going to be talking a little bit about gold, and obviously we're going to be talking about the NAS as well, right? So with all of that covered, my awesome people, once again, thank you for coming over. I wish you the very best for 2024, and this is Pips and Points signing out.